Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to ask and answer one simple question. WTF is Sector Unknown. I always wanted to do that. Anyways, so I played a game recently called Sector Unknown. It's not well made at all. There are obvious oversights such as an ability to pick up a loot with a hotkey. Half the time escape opens the menu while inside another menu. And there are so many confirmation boxes which can just not be there and instead have instant loot options. Or upgrade options or whatever else. Also, loot in general. Good lord, why are there 50 containers in every single zone? So I have to go through every rock, nook and cranny and loot 1 copper from one container, 50 coins from another, 1 crappy knife from a third one, 5 copper from the fourth one, 2 iron... Just over and over and over and over. What was the dev thinking? Why did you even do that? It reminds me of CRPG, where you have a ton of empty containers at least, but, you know, there's a reason to look. You don't need so many different resources in that game. So sometimes when you do stumble into something, it's like, hey, I actually found something useful after all that time wasted. Yeah, okay. As far as the actual gameplay goes, it's rough. This feels the exact same way Star Frontiers, Space Travel Agency, whatever the hell that game is. Stellar Tactics, that's the one. It had a good opening scene, then it falls off a cliff into here's 999 planets of quickly generated downright empty spaces. Isn't that fun? Of course it's not. It's similar here, although the opening scene is just, hey prisoner, I'm gonna eat you. Followed by, hey, you probably should go back to your cell, but sure, I'll just go to an escape pod instead. And then, I'm totally not evil AI, obey me, or your chances of survival are negligible. With choices boiling down to, oh righty, let's have a parley pal, or, fuck you, give me all your shit, cunt. That's it, that's literally it. Only 2 options for any kind of dialogue. That's not unheard of, but the sheer volume of roleplay being 100% binary, and let's be honest, there's only one real choice. It's supremely basic. Text-based games pre-DOS had this amount of option. But lastly is the biggest elephant in the room, the performance. This game is downright froze my PC twice. Loading screens frozen forever at least 3 times. And just everything takes far too long to load and move through and just do anything. Everything feels clumsy. Very clumsy and slow. It's like you need a $10,000 PC for a game which looks like a slightly slicker Age of Decadence. Like, I admit, the textures aren't awful. But I've seen better looking games on PS2, which is down to the art direction, but the whole point is that nothing at all here justifies this level of performance. And by the way, yes, I was sitting on low, very low, the lowest possible settings I could select. The options menu actually just had one drop-down menu which you can select. You can't disable any individual options, like, what if I want to disable just bloom? What if I want to disable the, I don't know, motion blur or something? Nothing. It's criminally bad. Not pixel game freezing after 15 minutes of loading criminal, but it's still awful, and by the way, I won't mention that game. And I tried to avoid combat every single time. I had to fight maybe 5-7 times. Anyway, the combat itself felt anemic, randomly doing 1 damage, randomly critting for 180. Basically nothing in between. In addition, it's hard to tell where you can actually go or where do you need to go to be in range of the attack. There are no grids, no AP counters that I could see in like 2 hours maybe of game time, but I do appreciate there being a peaceful resolution to most issues. That is definitely something I have to praise. Pretty much I only fought animals and some weird metal-eating mutants. Oh, and I totally forgot, the sound is bad, by which I mean the overall level of quality. There's ambient music which is not awful, but the rest of its sound is just terrible. Suddenly going into some room will give you a deafening metal screech. Your eye will be loud as hell with all the endless clicking, and yeah, the volume was the biggest problem here. Some things will cause me to jump in my seat, some I barely heard. Anyway, yeah, it is not a good game by any stretch of the imagination. It's early access, so, you know, some leniency, but, well, it doesn't excuse even half the things here, so here I am.